What's up, guys? Shane here with Race Creek Bushcraft. I wanted to do another video on the LT Wright Outback in 3V Scandy grind. If you haven't seen that video, you might want to go watch it. I talk a little bit more about the knife. Today all I really want to do is do a little notching, maybe make some feather sticks. I don't know. We'll see what we decide to do. I was thinking about making like a pot hanger. And so maybe we'll do that. We'll just whittle out a pot hanger. I've been using this knife quite a bit since that first video. Can show you. See, it's got some use. These are ferro rod. It's got maroon liners. This one's black canvas micarta. Of course, it's really hard to see the maroon, but anyways, I'll get set up. We'll make some notches and mess around with this knife a little bit. So stick around. All right, so got some tulip poplar. This stuff's green. When you make a pot hook or something to hang over the fire, the green wood's better. It doesn't have to be, but if it does get a little hot, it just tends to keep it from burning up too fast. So you don't need anything real big. Something like this, about that size. So that's big enough. So basically what you want to do, if you got a green piece, is get the bark off it. Yeah, I just decided to make another video on this. I was so impressed with the knife. I really like it. I've been using it quite a bit. This does a great job with working with wood. I mean, that's really all I've used it for. I've done a little chopping with it, you know, just brush and stuff when I'm out working in the woods, just to keep briars and multiflora rose and limbs out of my way. So yeah, I've been using it for that kind of stuff. So you can kind of pretty up your end if you want to. I cut this at an angle, I baton through it. So I'll kind of dress this up a little bit. One nice thing about tulip poplar is it's pretty easy to work with. So I'll kind of just do that and then go around it to even it up, smooth it up a little bit. And then you don't need a point on it. So this will be the bottom portion. So basically all you got to do is you're going to put an X in this. Make sure you do it the right way. We're going to have one for our bale of our pot to hang this way. Okay? And then this one will be opposite at the top. This one will go over top of, basically what you do is take two Y sticks like so, and then you'll put a stick across. This will hang, and then you can hang your pot down here over your fire. And you can do it, you can get fancy, you can put a couple notches here and a couple here so you can adjust the height. But we'll just do this one real basic, real simple. So you want to put your X in there, get yourself a baton. Actually, with this type of wood I may not even need a baton. So we'll just try it. So you put an X right in the center here. Like so. Just kind of rock the knife. It'll help bite in further. It's probably plenty far enough on that side. Okay. Now we've got an X here. Okay. Now we have to eat this out on the sides, and this portion, well, this dang thing in focus. This portion right here. So you don't want to cut, you see this right here, this point? Okay. You don't want to cut that off. We're going to kind of gouge that out. So I'll work at it. You'll see what I'm doing, and then I'll give you a close-up. So you just kind of eat away. Eat the top portion out. Remember, you've got a bale that's on your cooking pot. It's not very thick, so you don't need a real big notch or a real deep groove. Then same thing, you just kind of can dress this up a little bit, make it look a little nicer. That's fun. That's part of this stuff, part of bushcraft and whatever. Is just see how neat you can make stuff. Kind of round this out a little bit. Then I'll take my knife and I'll eat this section right here out. That's where a bale's going to set. Yeah, this knife it's just still, I'm still really excited about it. It's fantastic. So this is the bottom portion that our bale will set on. Kind of just round it out each side here, and it'll set in here. I wish I had one, but I think you guys get the picture. You've got a bale, wire bale that comes up and over. It'll just hang in here. Your pot will hang down here, and then your fire will be underneath that. So now we've got to make another one of these at the top that's going to go over basically our cross member. So we made this X this way. We're going to make this one the other way. So it's going to hang from the top. So kind of eyeball it. You want to try to get it relatively close to a line. It doesn't have to be perfect, but as close as you can get it. Same thing, we're just rocking the knife, the belly portion, to make our X. I have actually been out and made these, and it's pretty handy. You can, like I said, make them adjustable, and you need a little bit more heat or a little less heat. And you can take this point off, don't need that. Okay, now this, a lot of times because you're going over a stick typically, you've got to make this notch a little bit deeper with more throat in it. So I'll eat this out some more. And this Scandi grind on this healthy Wright, just look at these little, I'll show you. All I'm doing is basically push cutting. This is just to show what the knife can do, and it just makes these nice little chips. Okay, so I'm going to chew this out a little bit more so it would fit over a stick. Take it like this, down. Okay. Clean it up. Now the spear point style blade is good for bushcrafting. Works really well. Okay, so here's the one we just did. You can see it's gonna just hang over to a stick like so. And then at the other end, we'll put our bale on there. So now you've got a pot hanger. Cool, right? Really simple. Anybody can do it. Exactly the way I just showed you. And as I've said, I have used this many times on trips, and here now you can kind of see the maroon liners. You can see I've struck ferro rod quite a bit. But okay, so if you, hopefully you've stopped this at the beginning when I said to and go watch my first video. The work that I did with it, I probably spent about an hour, and I've used it since then, and I've not done anything to the edge. And you'll just have to take my word for it. It's still shaving sharp, and it'll still slice paper really easily. So the edge holding ability of the heat treat that LT Wright used on this 3V it's just amazing. It's really amazing. All right, so we'll take this, because I'm not actually going to use it, and we'll just do a square notch. So a square notch, you make one straight across, another one straight across, about the same depth if you can. A little rocking helps, just to make sure you get them the same depth. And then a lot of times you can just pop this right out like so. Now, same thing, we're going to use this portion of the knife right here with the thumb assist, and just kind of clean this up. Get rid of that. Yeah, this knife's a real joy to use. It's so sharp and it makes working so much easier. The handle's super comfortable. This one's more like a polish. It's not that rough matte, and I like this. You know, talk about things getting wet and being slippery. I don't even think it's a real thing. I think people imagine because this is smooth that it's slippery. Number one, it has a huge guard, so you're safe there. And it doesn't really get slippery. I mean, if you hold on to it, the human hand is made to wrap around things, right? It's not really going to go anywhere, especially with a handle with this much belly in it. It just kind of locks you in, and you can't go backwards. You're locked in there. So it's a great design. I mean, this thing is awesome. I have a Genesis coming, Scandi grind. Actually, it's the Larry Roberts edition, which has the white liner, so the handle's a little bit thicker than the normal Genesis. So I had a Genesis before. It was flat ground. I did not like it whatsoever for working with wood. It's just, I'm not saying they don't work, but for me personally, using convex and Scandi, I just can do a lot more, a lot easier with those type of grinds. So I don't even buy a flat grind anymore. I know they just don't work for me. I'll love a knife and have to have it, and then I get it and I hate it. So this one works really well, and I can't wait to get that Genesis and make some videos on that. So let's make a tent stake real quick, just because, I don't know, why not? So this piece right here is split. So what we'll do is we'll make this the portion that we put our notch in, and then this will be the sharpened portion, because I got to clean this up. So I'll just try to even this all up a little bit. So you're going to be hammering on this end, so you want to make it relatively flat. This knife just chews right through this stuff. And what I've always done, so you've got that pretty flat, so then just trim this kind of flush. Okay, now what you want to do, if I've always done this, I'm sure there's a fancy name for it, I don't know what it is, but you're going to want to take these corners off, because if you hit this with a stick or a hammer, it's going to split. So you've got to round this section up. So I'm going to do that, and I'll show you what it looks like. So if you're making any type of stake, or you may be making a wedge, I've made wedges before and split bigger logs out making a shelter, and I'll do this to a wedge also. I'll just round this up at the top, do it as smooth as possible, and then I take my knife and I just kind of go along the edge here, clean this up, and then it won't split near as easily. You can hit a little harder. If you don't do this, it'll split almost every time. So that's not perfect, but you get the idea. Just kind of round that up. So we'll make our other end pointy. Okay, now I could eat probably through this in 2 push cuts. Show you how sharp this thing is. And I'm taking it real easy. So now I really gotta be careful, or I'll have this thing cut in 2 pieces pretty quickly. Okay, that's sharp enough for a tent stake. Now we'll put our notch in the top. So you put your stop cut. Okay, we got our stop cut. Now we'll make our notch. Look how this thing just works. Works awesome. Super sharp, super good edge. Still sharp as a razor. All I've done with it over the past several weeks, it's still sharp as a razor. Okay, so now we needed this to drive it in the ground, tie our paracord or whatever for a stake, a tie out, whatever, putting a tarp up. I use these all the time. I don't have to carry tent stakes with me. Especially if I'm hiking, I don't carry a tent. I just carry a tarp, and then I make these and I throw them out and carry on. Take another look at this. When I bought this, I've had it several months, and for some reason my video never uploaded properly. So I just recently got the first one uploaded, and they had 15 of these. I don't know how many. This is a DLT exclusive. I don't know how many they have left. But that's basically it. I just wanted to show you guys again. I still love it. I'm still keeping it. It's a great knife. It's still razor sharp. Still shaves hair. After everything I've done with it, it just keeps going. And I'm just going to keep using it. And maybe I'll do a final video when I actually have to sit down and sharpen or strop it. But so far I haven't had to do anything. Fantastic knife. Everything about it is awesome. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys later.